Hey everyone, it's Kalene and Shannon with GoTimeTraining.com. It's Christmas Eve and we are making one of our new recipes.
So we recently went to a work party and had a piece of cake that was called the best ever banana cake. And after I took a bite, I told some of the people that were at the party it tasted like someone put the best banana bread inside the best cake I ever had. So we got the recipe and we're going to try and healthify it GoTimeTraining style. So follow us here in the GoTimeTraining kitchen. Apologize for the ugly kitchen, but we're in the midst of doing some remodeling. So let's get to baking. Alright, so here's our ingredients. I'm going to go over some of the alternatives that we're going to use to try and make this a little bit more healthy. Traditionally you're going to find recipes that have lots of flour in them and real butter. So what we're going to do to substitute it for the flour, we're going to do half quinoa flour, and then we just blended up some of our oats to make the other half of the flour. And then in place of regular sugar, we're going to do Splenda. It's a, I guess you could call it a fake sweetener, 0 calories. And then instead of the butter, we're going to do Smart Balance Light. So we've never cooked with this, the Smart Balance Light, so it'll be a little experimentation. And then we just got the some of the traditional stuff. We got eggs, we got a little lemon juice in there in the bowl. We have some smashed up bananas, and I think that's about it. So let's get to putting it all together.
Okay, so in our bowl here we have about 3 medium-sized bananas, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice to this. Stir that up real quick, and we're just going to set this to the side. Okay, so now we're on to our dry ingredients. We're starting with our quinoa flour. We have 1.5 cups total quinoa flour, and we've already mixed up our oats, so they're the consistency of flour, so this is also 1.5 cups of oats. We are going to do 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda.
We have our little assistant Whiskey over there. Say hi, Whiskey.
Hey, baby. And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right. Okay, now in our third bowl, we're going to mix 3/4 cup of our Smart Balance Light, and then 2 1/8 cup of Splenda. And just mix that together. Okay, now that we have our mixture nice and fluffy, we are going to add 3 of our omega-3 eggs. I've already put 2 in there, so this is going to be our last one. Just mix that together real well. Alright, now that we have that all mixed together, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Catch our spoon before it gets all dirty. And just mix that in as well. Okay, now we've added our eggs and our vanilla, so we're going to put in a little bit of flour and a little bit of milk at a time. So just dump in about 1/3 of your flour, mix that up pretty good. And we're doing a total of 1.5 cups of milk, so each time we're going to put in 1/2 cup of milk. mix that all together and do. Okay, and we have replaced the buttermilk with skim milk just to get rid of some of the extra fat that the buttermilk has. And now that we've added in all of our flour and our skim milk, we're going to add in the mashed bananas that we were using earlier. And just mix all that together.
Alright, so Kalene's got everything all mixed up. We got our oven preheated at 275. We're going to bake it for approximately 1 hour. And the interesting part of this cake is when you pull it out of the oven, you're going to stick it directly into the freezer for 45 minutes, and it's going to help to make it super moist. So let's go ahead and add it to our 9x13 Pyrex cake pan. I've already sprayed it with some Pam and then put some additional quinoa flour to help the cake from not sticking. Alright, now that we got everything added in here, we're just going to pop it into the oven. Like I said, 275 for almost an hour. And then we're going to stick it in the freezer, and we'll show you later. We're going to mix up the healthified version of the frosting, and then we'll show you the finished product later on today. Alright, so we're here making the frosting, and I'm going to read off what's in the recipe for the real frosting, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to try and replicate it using some healthy alternatives. So 1.5 sticks of butter, so lots of fat, 1.5 cups of brown sugar, ton of carbs, 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and 4 cups of confectioner sugar. So extremely carb loaded. We're going to try and make it a little more healthy. We're going to use vanilla Carb Master yogurt for the base. We're going to add a little bit of Walden Farms pancake syrup to get a little bit of the brown sugar sweet maple flavor. And then we're experimenting here. We just picked up the Walden Farms. It's the caramel syrup. Kind of tastes a little bit more like butterscotch to me, but we're going to play with this and maybe a little bit of the fat-free cream cheese, put it into our food processor, and we're going to see what we can come up with, and we'll let you know how it tastes later. Alright guys, so here's the finished product, the banana cake with our healthy frosting. We're going to start dishing it out, and we'll let you know if it's any good. Kalene will get you a shot here of the whole cake, and if it's good, it'll all be gone here in about 10 minutes.
So what do you guys think of the cake?
Thumbs up.
Good.
Good.